Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Lords of Misrule. We've got a almost full house here today. Sorry for the last minute time change. We had a couple of unscheduled events, but luckily we ended up getting to have most everyone here, at least for the first half. And unfortunately, Sarah's going to have to leave at the break, but we will get as much fun game time as we can in before then. Couple of announcements before we get started. We've had a lot of great video game streams over the last week, and the last episode of Wonderworld last Thursday. You can check all that out either on our VODs if you are a subscriber, or they will be up on YouTube later in the week, this Wednesday. Coming up soon, we will not have Wild Space on Monday this next week, but we will have a new episode of Match Pony on Thursday, and other video game streams, I'm sure, between now and then. Maybe like the fun Overwatch stream we had last night, which was a blast. If you missed that, you can check it out on our VODs. One other thing, scheduling change for Lords of Misrule. We are we're restructuring a bit, and we are going to, at least for the next few weeks in the foreseeable future, we're going to be going back to a weekly schedule, like the last game that I ran at Survivors Complex. So we're going to try to play every week. Our time is going to fluctuate a little bit. Just keep an eye on our Twitter for announcements on that, but we're going to be mostly starting between 3 and 5 Eastern on Saturdays. So still around the same time block, but with slight fluctuations, so that hopefully more of you out there that have schedules that don't conflict, or that conflict a bit with our earlier time slot or a later time slot, might be able to watch more. So yeah. But once again, we'll do announcements and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on there. Only other thing is Cyberscape. I know we're late on that. We're going to get that up soon. It's in the works, and I apologize for that profusely. I don't think I have any other announcements I can think of off the top of my head, but we will, I'm sure, think of something, and I'll get to it at the end of the stream. But I'm going to keep this real short, and thank you all for joining us today, and we will be back here in a second for this most recent episode of Lords of Misrule. And welcome back. Recapping what happened in our last session of Lords of Misrule, we still kind of recovering from the tragedy and the shakeup that has occurred in Gothford. The former heads of the 4 crime families of the city are presumed dead, and many other would-be entrepreneurial crime lords have stepped up in their place and are vying for control of the city. You all have been doing your part to find your own place in that. We have had a bit of an alliance with one of the Calbert faction, an up-and-comer by the name of Aya Sharp, who has agreed to use you all as essentially a fighting force, or go-getters, independent contractors, to help her in her quest to take over the city. And specifically, Cordelia has signed a blood pact with Aya to get that done. Enza was approached by the Mephistosi, or one of the Mephistosi faction leaders, Finn Stryker, who is again vying for control of the Mephistosi territory and other territories, and wants your help, offer you some information on some things that happened in your past, and is looking for sort of a partnership with you. We had Sebastian, who was approached by Gura in a less friendly way, making threats on him and his family, and by extension Pilar's family, for his cooperation in anything that Gura might want. You guys took on a couple of jobs for the faction leaders. We had the assassination of a brothel owner by Enza in Lower Gothford, leading to Finn Stryker taking over some territory down there. And then we had Aya Sharp making a play on some Zartano territory by a package being delivered in the hands of Cordelia and Sebastian, which led to a coffee shop or cafe imploding under some sort of magical spell. And as we left off the last session, you had all convened in Clove's laundry joint to discuss the day's events and make plans on what you wanted to do next, when a canister of gas came clunking down the steps of the laundry joint, and a well-armed riot squad of the GCPD entered the laundry joint. And as one of your new allies, Nikolai, bashed one of the skeletons bashed one of the riot gear wearing the police officers in the head, it was revealed that they were a undead or a skeleton form underneath. And so that's where we pick up all of you in the in Clove's laundry joint. I think everyone except for Pilar is in there right now, with the skeletons coming in through all the entrances, and the patrons beginning to panic. And what we're going to start off here today is with a quick combat. Let's get some music. So as the skeletons have breached and are beginning to slice the pie as they enter the room, there is gas that is filling the room. This just a smoke cloud, rendering your vision very obscured at this point, but you can vaguely make out the shapes coming in through all the entrances. What I need for you all to do, so we're going to do a quick combat skill challenge to see how you guys overcome this threat to get through it quickly. So what I don't know if everyone's here for the last one, but essentially what this means is we're all going to do a series of checks, and we're going to try to hit a target number. And if you hit it, you succeed in the combat. If you don't, then there may be some penalties. So all of you, there are currently 4 of you in the bar. So the DC for the check is going to be 8 + 4 is 12. And you can either make a strength or dexterity check if you're going to be bashing martial fighting. If you're going to be using spells, spellcasters or warlocks have the option of using their spellcasting ability. So you can use your intelligence, charisma, wisdom. So everybody just go ahead and make your check, and keep track of what the number you roll is.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, I rolled so good.
I did too, actually. I know you're being totally sarcastic, but I actually rolled well for once.
Ghost's unlucky streak continues. I rolled a 1.
Ooh, yikes.
Oh, Morgan.
Ooh. Ow.
I'm going to buy you new dice.
This is a different one, though.
Oh!
Okay, so everybody's got their number. So the way this works, the target number for the check, there are, how many did I say? There are currently 28 police officers entering this establishment right now. Zombie police officers. Or skeletons. The DC for the check is, would be 7. However, I'm giving them surprise and an environmental hazard in their favor, given what is they've done to set up for the situation. So the target number you guys are trying to reach is going to be it's going to be 16 points that you guys are trying to meet. So one by one, I'm going to go with what you rolled, starting with Cordelia. What was your check?
15.
15. So that is 16 minus. You beat it by 3. All right, Sebastian.
Rolled a 14.
14. So you beat it by 2. All right. Enza failed. And Clove.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Nice. So what was your total?
Girl.
What do you mean total?
So plus your, are you using spells or using
20.
Oh, dirty 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah, not natural
20. So that would be, you exceeded it by 8. Nice. So you guys have a deficit of 3 on the target, so you don't quite meet it. So here's what we have to do. In order to succeed in the combat, one of you needs to make some sort of sacrifice. So you can, so there are 3 points. If somebody sacrifices 5 HP, that's a point. 1 spell slot is a point. 5 pieces of ammunition is a point.
I'll cast a spell. I cast a spell as well.
And how much would key factor into this?
I would.
Yeah.
I have it kind of as I sort of have a miscellaneous category, so we can do key as sort of since it's a short rest for it. I would say, how many key points do you have? 7?
7 total.
Okay, I would say I'll go with 3 key points for this one.
I mean, I can burn 6 easily. Lots of furrier blows.
Yeah, I know. I'll give it. They're skeleton. I don't think.
I gotta burn something though, guys. I'm the one who failed.
It's all good.
It's okay.
It's a team effort.
It is. Okay, so you guys all mark that stuff off, and that is what you have burned for this combat encounter. And so since you get up to the success there, you guys get to describe how you overcome this encounter. So skeletons pouring in, smoke. Yes.
Do I have to say what level of spell?
Oh, it's 1 level of spell is 1 cost point.
Okay, so it's just like a first.
So a second level spell would be 2 points. A third level spell would be 3.
So if I said I wanted to cast a third level spell,
that would have done all 3.
but I could just cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was okay.
Yeah.
What spell?
But did you do a third? Did you want to just do a first level instead?
No, I was gonna do a third level spell.
I mean, that's
In my mind is what I was gonna do, but
that's what you guys want to do. If everybody else agrees to that.
Okay.
I mean,
What spell did you have in mind?
I was gonna cast Major Image, because I could do malleable illusions and change the illusion as I see fit. But I was gonna Major Image like a bunch of fake guards like popping out from behind the counter and shooting back at the skellies to cause like mass confusion.
Okay. I'm fine with that if everybody else is, and the rest of you can keep your spell slots and key points.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
only used like 1 spell the whole last session, so I'm good.
Yeah, not a lot
You
happens.
guys want to just do that?
Yeah, I'm definitely cool with that if everybody else is. So we know what Cordelia is doing. So the illusory, are you doing like guards, or are we talking like gangsters with their Tommy gun and hats like popping out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds cooler. Yeah.
Gangsters.
Yeah, some
so they
fun
pop out
gangsters
from
with
behind
Tommy
the bar
guns.
like they were waiting the whole
Like the
time.
Triggermen.
Yeah, and unload on the skeletons with their illusory bullets. What are the rest of you doing?
I really just wanted to make a lot of noise.
Yeah. I think to help out, Sebastian's going to start with grabbing the smoke canister, getting it out using his speed and nimbleness, and then go back and just start bashing the skeletons from behind.
Okay, I sort of have an image of you like kicking at it to launch it to the air, and then doing like a spinning kick to just like launch it like kind of I imagine like dead shot style, like ricochets off a wall and stuff up towards the back up the stairs into the entrance where the skeletons are coming from. I like that, which clears the smoke from kind of thickening anymore in the room, giving you guys some visibility as it begins to disperse. All right, Enza and Clove.
I'm probably just gonna. I've got a mace. I'm just gonna start bashing them around. I'm not gonna use my gun in here because I'm worried about all the other people that could get hit.
Yeah.
So
I like that too.
Baseball bat.
Kind of informs the fiction of maybe not doing so well in the fight because you are not able to use like your primary weapon, your gun. So you begin to kind of throw yourself into the fray of these skeletons and smash them to pieces with your mace. As the riot armor kind of crunches underneath, and they push back, but you're much heavier and bulkier than they are. Okay, so and then Clove, being sort of behind the bar, having all of these, all this go on in your tavern. What does Clove do?
They go ahead and to assist in de-smokifying the joint. They are going to cast Gust of Wind and the smoke back up the stairwell to kind of help with visibility, and then they're just gonna thorn whip everybody and like try and like do some from behind the bar, do some like peace movement, like chess, like you need to be closer to Enza and you need to be closer.
Yes.
I like that.
Positioning everyone.
So here's the scene. The canister is kicked back up the stairs. The skeletons all turn on the immediate threat, which is the gun, the imaginary gunfire coming from the counter, and begin to swing at illusions, giving Sebastian the opportunity to get the source of the smoke out. Enza, you throw yourself into the fray as Clove. You send a gust of wind, kind of carrying through the establishment, sending the smoke falling back up the stairs in the direction that the canister has gone. And then in these clusters of the skeletons, as they continue to file in, are corralled together by Clove and smashed to pieces between Enza and Nikolai is there helping to kind of breaking them up, and then Sebastian, you return to the fray, and the three of you very easily dispatch the rest of the skeletons, and in a matter of about a minute, the last skeleton is just crunched into the ground by a heavy drop kick by Sebastian, and the room goes quiet. There are some broken tables. All the patrons have scattered. They're gone. They've run at this point. And you just have piles of riot gear with crunched up bones occupying them. And I think, just for the sake of Brody and getting this kind of moving along, I think what happens is there's like a 30-second moment of like quiet and all of you breathing heavily and dealing with taking all this in, and you hear kind of an do 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 as the door one of the back entrances closes, and Pilar is standing there surveying all this scene moments after it has ended.
Well, what?
Great timing, cuz. Sits down, grabs a drink from the bar, downs it.
I take it got a little bit crazier in here than usual.
Yeah, no shit.
Just a bit. Some skeletons showed up.
Yeah, but they were in full GDP gear. Like, that's not normal.
Oh, I think
Yeah, I was not aware.
It's
Come
pretty
from?
ironic, right? That the cops are undead.
That's a new development.
Yeah, lots of stuff's been happening since you've been out. Whatever you were doing.
Sits daintily in a chair.
Do we think we could get anything out of finding someone friendly on the GPD who may want to know this?
Indicates Nikolai.
Yeah, Nikolai coughs says, yeah, we're already on that. You've met a friend of mine, I believe, Detective Hartforth.
Yeah, you can say that.
Oh!
Yeah, Cordelia will get you caught up in all of that, but I should probably let him know what just happened here and that they're...
And who are you?
Nikolai, I'm a friend of Cordelia. It's nice to meet you.
Well, it is definitely a pleasure to meet you. Like, reaches out, grabs his hand, even if he wasn't offering it, and just, like, shakes it.
Yeah, he kind of reluctantly, like stumbles forward as you grab on his hand, begin shaking it. He says, "Thank you. It's nice to meet you. Your name again?"
My name is Pilar.
Pilar. Yes, that's right. It's a pleasure to meet you. I would stay and talk more, but
Oh, you are leaving?
as a siren goes off outside. No, it's a cat.
Cat sirens.
Yeah, he says, yes, I should probably let somebody know what happened here.
Well, of course, we will talk more later, though. I'm so glad to meet another friend of Cordelia's.
Likewise.
We'll talk later. She said it like the sweetest but most threatening way.
Yeah. I don't think Nova's okay. Just kind of stammers for a second, kind of caught off guard, and then awkwardly kind of ducks out of the room. He jogs back up the steps to wherever he's going.
She just squints the whole way. So what have I missed?
I am so sorry for this sound. There's another cat outside our house that all three of our cats are yelling at, and I can't do anything about it.
That's amazing. They're like, no.
He's sitting in the window, and they're all three sitting on the same windowsill, like...
They're like,
so
go
good.
away, it's Lords of Misrule time. And he's like, I just want to watch.
I'm sorry they're making so much noise.
That's fine.
It's amazing.
I'm just gonna be like looking through the remains and see if there's any sort of like identification or anything on these skeletons or anything like on the uniforms or anything.
Ooh, I would like to see how old the bones are.
Okay. Two things that can be easily done. So I'm going to have Enza. I'm trying to say if there was a check. I mean, okay, I'll have you make an investigation check, Enza, but some of you are just going to get by default because it's not that too hard to find the name tags on a police uniform. And then Pilar, you make a medicine check.
Well, of course. Sorry, I got a 7.
7. Okay.
All right, I got a 15.
Okay. We start with the 7 for the medicine check. You looking over the bones, they don't look old, but you don't know how old they might be.
These guys are dead.
Yeah, they look like they died at some point.
Good
but
to
you weren't
know.
sure when. So yeah, that's what you get. And then what did you get?
15.
15. So with the 15, you do find there are name tags across a lot of these, or on a lot of these uniforms, or like last names that are on them. I'm not going to go through all of them. There's 20 of them, and there are a lot of last names.
All right. Well, she's probably gonna write those down on a piece of paper to give to Nikolai when he comes back.
What I will give you, though, with the 15 in your investigation check is the uniforms themselves are pretty... So they're pretty used. These don't look like new uniforms, but they don't look like they were uniforms that these skeletons like died in. They weren't animated in these uniforms. These are probably maintained for police issue. Or modern is something that would still be in service or in use, but they are not recently made.
Okay. Well, either these skeletons nicked these uniforms from the police, or someone in the police got it out for us.
Maybe it's the new person who's pulling the strings of the police.
What?
Cordelia's mom has the chief of police in her pocket.
Oh, I thought she was so nice, though.
Yeah. There's a whole lot we need to catch you up on, including Gura said I should be dead.
Well,
Ran into him earlier.
Objectively, of all of the fights you've been in, concussions you've had, he's pretty right.
Yeah, but he also, that time I got jumped in the alley, he said some of the other Nurians were saying we were dead, and this is happening as Sebastian is starting to gather up gear and get ready to help clean up, not just sitting around talking.
Yeah, I like the idea this whole conversation is happening as you guys are piling up the bodies, or the pieces of the bodies of the skeletons, and getting the bar back in kind of working order.
Really? He said that?
Yeah, and he said, they may have just been talking shit, but he seemed very insistent about it. And, he said it when he had, 10 plus goons with him. So.
So they are so scared of you.
Yeah, but he's also threatening our whole family.
What?
Yeah, well, again, we'll fill you in. We don't need to go through all the details on stream, I don't think.
No. Yeah, we can say get caught up, unless there's any questions that people
20 minutes later.
Yeah.
No.
Or 6 hours or however long.
Just know there's a lot of Elvish yelling.
Yeah. Okay, so bar's cleaned. It's pretty late at this point. Trying to get track of the time passage here. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's sun is set. It's probably close to 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
What are we doing tomorrow? If you guys come about a drink, what are we doing?
Yeah, what's the plan?
We gotta find someone to get rid of this curse that's on Ensign, presumably me.
Oh, that's right. That thing that I was just caught up on. Thanks. I, Lindsay, forgot. Thank you, everyone.
So.
Well, I could do something about that.
You can?
I picked up a trick recently about curses to start them or stop them. But I don't know. I've never tried it before. I don't know if I need to know what it is.
Well,
Cordelia, you can do that identify thing, right? Figure out what it is, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you can take care of it, otherwise I was thinking we might have to go back and see Basil, and that's gonna be...
I
sure
really liked him.
It would be an interesting time, but I don't know if we have the time to get tangled up in whatever that would cost us.
Oh, that is
Fair.
true.
We don't even know if he's alive.
Oh, he's
What is
totally
that?
alive. He's so alive.
But yeah, if you can do something about this, by all means.
I can certainly try.
I can identify it.
Yeah, I would prefer that first.
It's gonna take 10 minutes.
Okay. So you take the 10 minutes. Now, I think we've done the identify before on Enza, and I just needed to remember it's you learn whether any spells are affecting them and what they are. Okay. So yes, you cats are just getting me. Yeah, you get the same thing from Sebastian, that there is a geas placed upon him, as well as a spell altering his memory, a modified memory spell.
Okay. I pass that along.
Oh, perfect. That sounds terrible. I would like to make that not be happening. All right, so I will cast Remove Curse.
Okay. Now I need to double check with this two spell. I should have done this ahead of time, but it's all right. So the moves curse. You touch it. All curses affecting this creature on and a curse and the curse remains. Okay. And then we need Gaius. Curse creator spell also ends it. And modify memory. Okay. Of course, Mistress memory. All right. So, do you have enough spells to do them both at the?
I sure do. I have 2 third-level spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did nothing yesterday.
Okay. So here's what will happen then. Enza and Sebastian, you both sit down. Pilar, you stand above them, begin the incantation of the spell.
Yeah. I also imagine it looks a little interesting when she casts it. Like, she probably like focuses her magical energy in like one hand, and then her skin does that thing where it goes kind of translucent, and her skeleton is glowing underneath her skin, and she just kind of like touches both of them, and it kind of gives a similar effect to where she touches them. Like, you can see through it, almost like to see their shoulder and scapula kind of a thing.
I like it. Okay. So as there's this flowing illumination, and this like skeletal transparent form kind of takes place over Pilar. She touches both of you, and you feel this this magical energy begin to course through your bodies, and specifically like kind of concentrating up the sides of your neck. You can see like the vertebrae kind of forming up the back of their necks, and then their skull is sort of outlined as it focuses on the source of this affliction. And Enza and Sebastian, you both feel this almost like you didn't even notice because it had been there for so long, something you've become so accustomed to, but like there was this binding around your head, like something very tight was wrapped around you, and it is suddenly loosened and laxes enough that you feel like you can breathe again. And you don't notice anything initially as this effect takes place, but then something else happens almost immediately afterwards, and it is that caught me off guard. There's something almost immediately after, like water rushing in to a vacuum or a void. You feel your memories return. And both of you kind of live out the same scene. You find yourself walking into your apartment. You see a woman in front of you, a woman that you both now recognize in retrospect. You see Cordelia's mother standing there. You see her smile at you, and you feel yourselves calm and comforted and welcoming of this person as you see them, and you feel so relaxed in their presence, like greeting an old friend. And she invites you to sit. As you sit, she asks that you make tea for the two of you, so that you can talk for some time, and you begin to have a conversation. And she asks you questions about your life, about where you come from, who your friends are, who your family is. She asks you how you met Cordelia. She asks you what your relationship with Cordelia is, how well you know each other, how often you see each other. She goes into very, very detailed conversation with you, and you feel no reason to keep anything back from her. Especially as you drink the tea and you find yourself become more and more at peace, and you find yourself saying truths that you might not admit to other people. And it's almost this haze that takes place as all these magical effects are beginning to take place, and the memories are clouded, and it doesn't feel like you. It feels like you're watching you, having a conversation. And at the end of it, she places her hand upon yours, and she asks something very simply of you, that if a time would come that Cordelia would stand against her or would do something to harm her, that you would protect her.
Okay.
So yeah.
As these happen, Sebastian just, after it processes, bolts up, "Puta madre! Oh.
So did it work?
Oh, Cordelia, your mom is even more of a piece of shit than we thought. She's the one who did the stands in me."
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't say I'm shocked.
Yeah, also, she knows everything.
Yeah, she talked with us a lot. At least to me a lot, and yeah, she knows everything.
Okay.
She also kind of implied we should, if, and I guess now when you turn against her, we would protect her over you. Hopefully that compulsion is now gone. But
That is
just thought you should
happening.
know.
You're all looking at me like I should be shocked.
Just a interesting development. Didn't realize you had that sort of relationship with your mother.
I didn't either until recently. Well, time to put some security measures in place.
I think that sounds like a good idea. Pilar, do you know, since you got rid of the spell, do you know if Cordelia's mom would know that the spell is gone?
Let
Do you know when a
me
spell ends?
I would actually, I'd give this to Cordelia because she identified the spells, so I think she has a little more familiarity with those. But I think maybe to some extent when you feel the spell end, but the two of you I think are pretty certain that there's no. The way these spells are, it's sort of set things in place and sort of push the boat out to sea. Like there's no connection. They can't do anything or command anything beyond that. The Gaius is a one command, one order that you have to obey, or else you take the consequences of it. So since there's no concentration, and maybe Cordelia, you're probably a little more familiar with this given your type of magic, that since there's no concentration involved in the caster of it would not be aware when the spells are ended. So
Okay.
So to answer your question,
No.
we can say that was really
She's not still holding on to it, as it were. Once it's in place, she doesn't really have to think about it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good, I guess. She's not going to be alerted that something's amiss, so like we know what's going on. Well, that's something we can use to our benefit, but
Yeah.
so I'm starting to think we might want to start having like nightly sleepovers. Like, I think all of these going to different places at night is just like a security risk. So
Wouldn't be a bad idea for us to stick closer together. We've also got a couple of ideas, things I think I can pull from a couple of books that might be able to keep us safer, but would have to be in close proximity.
I'm a big fan of close proximity, especially with the conversation that Sebastian and I have started to have and not finished having yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm already crashing at your place, Cordelia. What's a few more people? You've got a roomy apartment.
Got a very clean apartment.
I am affronted. I am hurt.
I'm looking at Enzo.
We could
the place
also,
is not that big.
what with Gora being the piece of shit that he is, crash at Casa de Soto.
Oh yeah, he did threaten our family. I really want to do something about that.
That sounds like putting them in even more danger than they're already in. We can stay at my place if you all leave your shoes at the door.
Right.
I can do that.
Works for me.
Great.
Well, I'm also worried about your place. I feel like it's not that safe anymore. I mean, we got skeletons coming in.
The droid will be okay. It always is. And if not, I can find another place.
I've got a couple of ideas about that as well. I really need to get back to the library.
Ooh, this is all getting very exciting.
I mean, worst comes to
One
worst.
word.
worst comes to worst, like Enza and I could comfortably stay here above the joint, and the rest of you stay with Cordelia. So then we're not completely imposing on you, Cordelia.
I don't mind.
Pilar makes a face.
What kind of face?
Yeah, what kind of face?
Definitely like a kind of a face.
You're all welcome to stay with me. I don't have a lot of blankets and things.
I can help there.
Slumber party.
Okay.
All right. So you guys prep for your slumber party.
Tell everybody where my apartment is. Now everybody knows where my secret lair is. I'm never going to get away with betraying you now.
As if any of us are fooled that you only have one secret lair.
Yeah.
Spots around the city.
So we'll kind of cut forward then, unless there's anything specific that needs to happen tonight, but it is late. You can all head back to Cordelia's to find some square footage of her apartment to sleep on.
I do call Casa de Soto.
Okay.
To check.
I have a phone.
Okay. Yeah. So you can call and check in, and they confirm like nothing's changed. They haven't had any issues. No, because Sebastian warned about potential problems with Gura and his gang.
Yeah,
so,
and if I remember correctly, Obuela was like, I don't care.
yeah. And I think she would mention, if you spoke with her, that there have been, I think there are I think there were 3 people that came over shortly after you left that identified themselves as being friends of Detective Hartforth and being police officers that would help with the situation, because as Nikolai promised, would use some contacts to potentially help. So you've got a couple of extra like armed personnel that are staying nearby to help out.
In addition to Abuela, you mean?
Yes, in addition to Abuela.
And whenever they go in to check, they are very well fed.
Yeah. They probably just stay in the lobby area for the most part.
Perfect.
So
I'm very happy to know.
Mm-hmm. There's some extra security there. So you all head back to Cordelia's and head off to sleep. Maybe uncomfortable compared to your own living arrangements, but manageable. And we proceed into the next day, which I believe is the 19th.
I think it's the 18th.
I think it's the 18th, yeah. Yeah, so we're on the morning of the 18th, middle of the week.
So glad somebody's keeping track.
Yeah. So, what do you guys want to do today?
Can I go pick up my cloak?
Yes. Yeah, you can go over to Craig's and pick up your magical cloak. Yeah, because you went with a full cloak. Yeah, so you can pick that up. Did somebody else have something that they were getting, or was that the last magic item you guys were having?
That was it.
Yeah, for now that's it.
But we had some discussion of maybe getting Pilar her own cloak of protection.
Just passing the cloaks around. So
just mass produced cloaks of protection.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not.
Pilar's would look different.
Yeah. You mean you don't want to wear a duster like Sid?
No. I don't want a duster and I don't want a full cape.
Got it.
Just a bow tie.
Raincoat.
I was thinking like a stole.
A bow tie of protection.
Is that what they're called?
Poncho.
Favorite thing?
A poncho.
Nope, stole is not the right word.
Like a shawl?
The thing, like a shawl. Like one of those fancy, like a
Like
one of those fur things, yeah.
Ooh.
Blanket of protection.
A snuggie of protection.
Oh man, I feel like somebody's probably done that for a modern D&D setting at this point.
Probably. That'd be so good.
Oh, stole was right. No, it wasn't. Never mind. Go on, everyone.
Okay, so I'm updating Party Fund using 3 of our 4 essence gems to get Pilar a cloak of protection, which should be ready by the end of the day.
I also have one. I don't know why I have one in my inventory, but I can definitely just give it to you guys as part of the party funds. Here you go.
1 essence gem?
Yep, 1 essence gem.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant 1 cloak of protection.
Yeah, I just have it. I just haven't put it
I
on.
was like, why are we talking about this?
I've been waiting for permission.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and update the tally of gems that you guys have then, and you could drop that off in the morning and pick it up in the afternoon. Like I said, I don't really have much planned for the 18th, so I'm going to leave it up to you guys what you want to do today. Or yeah, I know Cordelia, you have something specific you want to do.
Yes.
We can start with that if the rest of you want time to think about what you might do with the rest of your day. Specifically.
I just have a quick question. How many days of rest would I need to take to get rid of a 1 injury point?
2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
Darn it.
And that's 2 days doing nothing but resting.
Okay. All right.
So you could potentially, if again, I don't know if you guys are still planning to do the thing on the 20th, but if you are, you do have enough time to get rid of that. But that's up to you.
All right. I want to hear what other people want to do.
Yeah, we can go one day at a time and figure out if people are going to want to do something on the 19th too. But and I might have a couple scenes to interpose here and there too. So like I said, we'll do Cordelia's. The rest of you can have a moment to sort of to think about it. Baby, I'm going to need yours too. Okay, so Cordelia, what you want?
I would like to go to the library.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you head to the
Just to the university or whatever.
Yeah, the Ryman University library. There is I like this university kind of with the idea that there are kind of general state, like there's business and law and history and kind of your traditional kind of modern studies, and then like magic studies, kind of probably broken into the different schools as well.
Is anyone going with me? It's going to be very boring if you do.
I will go with you.
Okay.
And Pilar is extremely unhelpful, like the kind of friend that you bring with you to go studying, and then she's just like, "So tell me about this boy."
Oh.
I'm gonna add like 2 hours to whatever it's
No,
gonna take.
it's already going to take 6.
Okay, what we'll do is
Alex,
we'll
I
set up.
can't hear you.
Sebastian would intercede so Cordelia can get her studying done.
So
like
Pilar
this scene,
almost
though.
goes, and
If
then
she wants to.
Well, I like the
go,
scene of
we can
if
talk. Yeah.
Pilar wants to have conversations about like Nikolai and some of the stuff that's happened over the past couple days. I do really like this scene of you guys being at the library together. So let's set it up as far as the mechanics of you getting the spells that you need and what you have to spend for those, and then we'll do the scene of you kind of sitting there and getting things ready. So you get to the library, which is a very large structure at the center of campus, probably like 5 stories tall, and containing thousands and thousands of books of all different subjects, including magical texts and treaties and things of that nature. But it is a special part of the library. I'm not going to say the restricted kind of section, but a part of the library that requires if any sort of outside, like you have to pay some dues to enter and to use the facilities. I had a hand raised from Mensa.
Can I request that there are 2 stone dragons in the front of it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this,
like instead of lions.
instead of lions, it's dragons.
That's very good.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. We can go with that. Does anybody have any names for like any suggestions for names of the library?
I thought you meant names of the dragons. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, let's name the dragons and then let's decide who made them.
I mean, I'm sure the
and-
students have like pet names for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, probably. But none of you. Well, that's a different campaign if we're going to do the university, like you guys are all college students.
We should do that.
All right, let's cancel the campaign.
Do
Section
it.
0, guys.
We are not done with this.
Okay, so you we'll come up with a name later. That's not really important. It's probably just the Ryman University library, just to be kind of simple about it.
Cool.
So you go inside and you tell them you want to study or want access to the magical their spell collection. I'll say because you're going to have to pay for your supplies,
Yes.
is separate. But I'm going to say for access for the day, I'm going to keep it reasonable. It's not like totally out of the realm of affordability for most people. So say 10 gold pieces for the day.
Okay.
But
Is what
if
it's gonna be.
Pilar's there and she could try and fast talk some people, or is it like hard and fast? Like
I mean, it's pretty hard and fast because it's the university, but you can still try to.
I would
If
love
she,
to
if
try.
she does, I will stop her because I don't have any problem with giving money to a library.
Also true.
Pilar is just very in the habit of like anybody asks for money, she's like, I bet I could
Yeah.
make that less.
Cordelia just be like, it's fine. It's fine.
It is a very lovely scarf you have, though.
Or you can sign up for a card that gets you through the entire year, and you don't have to pay for it again. And I think that would probably be like 200 gold pieces for the year.
Well, I don't have that much money.
Okay.
I do.
That's up to you guys if you want to pay for a library card for the first subscription for the year. But
Such a
anyway,
ritzy, like, I can't believe this. As a person who works at a public library, I'm so
yeah. Okay, so you get inside. What spells are you looking for?
I am looking for 2 spells specifically.
Okay.
One being alarm,
Okay.
and the other being arcane lock.
Okay. Yeah, both those are easy enough. No reason
It's
why
a
they wouldn't
first
have
and
either
a
one of
second
those.
level spell.
No, there's no reason that they wouldn't carry. Those are both pretty simple, kind of basic spells for the students practicing here. So I think 30 minutes of just walking around the library, getting yourself familiar with the categorization of it, the system that they used to organize the spells by, and then you find the 2 books that you need to learn these spells or to understand how these spells work. You find a nice quiet corner of the library for you and Pilar to sit down and begin to transcribe these and to take your notes on these so you understand how to cast them later on.
Yay.
Let's go ahead and understand the time and the cost, then we'll do the scene. So it's a first and a second level spell.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
2
1 hour.
It's
Oh.
2 hours per level, I think.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me read.
Yeah.
For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs
Mhm.
50 gold pieces.
Okay. And you
I
because
don't
neither one of
think I don't think either of them are illusion spells,
they're not.
but they're important now.
Yes.
All of a sudden,
So it's going to be a 6-hour day for you to get all of this done. Pilar, you don't have to be there for all 6 hours, but if there's something else you want to do, but we'll say at the beginning of this process, Pilar is there.
yeah. I feel like that makes a lot of sense because Pilar's gonna be there and be zero help at all, and probably after the conversation, Cordelia's like, "Please leave."
Yeah. And then it's what? Oh, so that'll be 150 gold pieces.
Yep.
Okay. You spend those and you got your 2 new spells.
yay!
Wizard's expensive.
Yeah. Well, if I would learn spells within my subclass, it would be so expensive.
That helps too.
But I need these very much. All of a sudden.
Okay. So you guys are in a nice quiet area of the library. I don't think there are any windows in this section either. So it's pretty dark except for some of like the light fixtures, kind of giving enough light for you to take notes and to read the books by. And then there are like some little lamps on the tables that you can angle over the books so that you can get you can read the text easy enough. But you're sitting there in this kind of very dusty or kind of you get the book smells. I think of what I'm going for here. As Cordelia has a pile of books and papers and quill in front of her and begins to take her notes. Scene.
This quiet corner very quickly becomes not quiet as Pilar cannot sit still and just like it's fidgeting with like another quill like in its pot, just like spinning it and like trying to like be quiet and then just like, so Cordelia, we haven't hung out for a while. We haven't really had the chance.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Yeah, I know. So tell me about this Nikolai, this friend of yours, he says.
Do I have to?
I mean, I feel like you're sort of a captive audience for me right now, so...
If I do, will you be quiet?
Yes!
Okay. It's kind of a long, complicated story.
Pilar makes a show of like getting super comfortable in this chair.
Listen, just don't say anything to anyone else.
Oh, you know I can do that.
It seems like they're starting to trust him and I don't want to complicate it. Not that he's not trustworthy, he is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's complicated.
Go on.
We used to date.
Mm-hmm.
We used to date very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
We almost got married.
Huh.
A few years ago. Nikolai and his family were Nurian. Him, not so much by choice. He was sort of born into it. Eventually, he joined the force, and they didn't like that very much. He disappeared for a very long time. They thought he was dead. Turns out the Nurian captured him, were torturing him, all that business, and he just showed back up this week. And no one else knows that whole story, so...
And unless you want them to, they won't. It's been quite the week.
Yeah. You're telling me.
No, I'm commiserating with you.
I know.
So how does that factor in with my Tito?
What about him?
I don't know, I'm just asking for your opinion. Like, how does that, like, does that have any crossplay? Does it have any effect on anything? Anything? I'm just wondering.
Anything? Meaning?
Just, anything.
Meaning?
Cordelia, what are your intentions with my Tito?
I don't know. You could ask him the same thing.
Trust me. Trust me, he's next on my list.
I don't know. If I did, I would tell you.
I know. And I respect that. I'm not going to make you answer something if you don't have an answer.
He knows that Nikolai and I used to date, but that's it.
But he cared to ask. You
know how he is.
Yeah, I do actually. Really, really well. It's been quite the week.
Yeah.
Okay, so I promised I'd be quiet now. So now I'll be quiet. But then there's like this whole scene of her like trying to be quiet, but not being quiet at all. Like squeaking in the chair, like trying to find a comfortable position.
Are you sure you have no more questions? I'd really like to answer them all now.
Squeak, squeak, squeak. Well, let me think now that you've opened up the floor like that. Do I have any other questions? Why your mom? Just why?
She's a bitch.
I feel like that covers it, yeah.
She's power hungry and always been kind of a monster. Just didn't know she was that way to people other than me.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm a little bit angry about the things that have been revealed yesterday.
You and me both.
Yeah. Look, get in this library.
One of the library sort of attendants goes like running past as a cat is like darting between the bookshelves and trying to get out of its way.
They get in. Yeah, so that's gonna cause some problems eventually.
Yeah. or immediately, like with skeletons like bursting and guns
Mhm.
blazing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So now I think it's only fair. I've asked a few questions. Do you have anything that you want to talk about in particular? Or do you want me to just be quiet? I can work on it. I can do that. I'm very good at being quiet. I can definitely be quiet.
Practice. I'm sure I can think of something. Do you actually know why Gura said Sebastian should be dead?
Oh, how long have Cordelia and Pilar been friends?
9 years?
Okay. I think you can definitely clearly see, like, on her face that she has that moment of, like, should I lie?
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I do.
make you tell me.
I do know, yes. I do know why he would say something like that.
Is that something I should be worried about?
No. No. No.
The cat thinks so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because he's clearly not dead.
Yet.
Well, yes, that is even before this revelation, quote unquote, from Gura. Yes, that is always. Good job, us. I don't think it's anything that you need to worry about.
Okay. If it becomes my problem, let me know.
Yeah, I think, if it ever does, it will become pretty clear. Or I will make it clear, I promise.
Okay.
These chairs are so uncomfortable. Do you come here all the time?
Yes.
This is terrible.
I know.
For how expensive it is, it really should be more comfortable. Also, the lighting. Like, there should be windows here. They should really, like, decorate a little. Like, this is Pilar, like, going off being super unhelpful friend right now. And eventually, Pilar leaves.
Okay. All right. So we'll count that as sort of Cordelia. That's going to be the rest of your day, getting those spells done. Okay. So I want to go with Clove next. Clove, do you have any idea or any thoughts on how Clove will spend the day?
Yeah, my thought is they are in an effort to kind of do some reconnaissance. They're gonna go and pay rent to the Zartano family or whoever. I never really established who they paid rent to, but I just know.
Yeah.
To kind of see where the bill collector has fallen in the Zartano power struggle in the neighborhood, as well as see if I can get any information.
Okay. Yeah, so we can definitely do that scene. Are you going by yourself?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So here's what will happen then. You go and collect your rent from the laundry joint. They're from your safes. And head to I actually think it is one of the Zartano banks is probably where you go. Just keeps that legitimate business front and where you sort of pay your rent with them. I think they sort of structure it kind of like a mortgage almost, where you go up to the just the teller windows there to pay. So you head over to I think there's a small bank in Farsaw Heights. It's like a subsidiary of like the larger kind of Ryman Imperial banks, like the ones you guys robbed, and I don't think much looks different around here. You still see some of the human and Elvin and Genasi. like
Same
protectors.
tellers.
Yeah, and guards and stuff around here. The staffing looks mostly the same as it was before. And you head up to the window, and I think there's a probably a female genasi in about like late 30s, a little bit younger, who is she sees you, probably somebody you deal with regularly working the teller. Gonna name her Shannon. And she smiles as you come up to the window and says, Clove, I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How are things going?
Oh, pretty good, aside from everything going tits up.
Yeah. She kind of looks around like at the extra like security around the room. She's like, yeah, things have been rough.
You guys still kind of keeping your head above water? Because I would think right now it's kind of, you don't even know who the boss is anymore, right?
Yeah, well, Silnia has taken over kind of operations and is keeping everything running. They're still in negotiations with Sensha regarding some of the distribution. I'm sure you've seen it's gotten pretty bad out there.
Mhm.
But as far as we know, my management, Silnia says nothing's going to change. Everything's going to be okay. She kind of leans forward. She says, I am a bit worried, though. To tell you the truth. I shouldn't say anything. It's business. We'll go ahead and do our
No, I mean, I'm all ears. I've been a client of this bank for quite a while, and I've checked in. How are the kids, by the way? Are they doing well?
She says, yeah, they're fine. We've kept them out of school for the last week just in case, and have been keeping them nearby, and it's just to be safe. But Davis had to put in some more hours over at the factory to kind of make sure we're in a better position. I don't know if we're going to stay and go through. So I'm going to have you roll a persuasion check as part of this conversation and have to get some more information.
Okay, let me see. I'm not great at it. Here we go. Okay. Don't fail me, dice. Don't fail me. It's an 8.
Nate, okay.
Not great.
No, it's not great, but I think we'll get. You can probably get a little more information from her to a point. So, yeah, I think she. As you're doing the transaction, you're giving her your rent for the month, and she's making a note of it in the ledger, and she says, "Now listen, I want you to be safe out there, and I know you're a little bit further up to the north side than we are. I just, be careful up there. I know there was an attack at a cafe just not more than a few blocks from here yesterday, and I'm worried it's only going to get worse from here. I know there's some issue with some gang fights happening in the area, and I'm worried because I just work here and I keep my nose down, and I don't really know much about what goes on, but I know a little bit, and I'm not totally naive. So I know that we have some connections with the Zartano, and that there may be some infighting with some of the other gangs in the area, and I'm just worried that the fighting is going to make its way to us, and it seems like it is kind of getting this way, and I'm just worried about what that's going to mean for the businesses and good people like yourself, and just trying to make a living out there. And So just be careful, okay?
I really appreciate the concern, Shan. I'm with you. The neighborhood's not what it used to be, and it's only been a week. But I didn't know. Have you heard anything of whether the bank's going to be offering any insurance or anything along that to kind of help shore up some of the businesses around town to kind of keep their interests within all of us paying rent safe?
I'm not sure. I know there's supposed to be a meeting. Some of the managers are going to be having a meeting later this week to kind of plan some of our, how we're going to adjust to this during the next few months. And so hopefully we'll get some good news after that. And I'll definitely let you know when you're here next month, and if there are any kind of additional securities that we can offer, I'm sure I'll make sure that you know. So
okay, well, you've also got the number to the laundry joint, so give me a call if you hear of anything, and I'll let you know if I hear of anything too. You and family take care. It's rough out there.
Yeah, no, it is, and you stay safe too. It was good to see you, Clove. I hope I'm working next time that you're coming by.
Oh, well, try and. I mean, your schedule's still about the same, at least.
Yes, still the same. Still the same.
Okay. Well, I should see you next month anyway. So you be safe and say hi to the husband and the kids. Okay.
I will. Okay. Stay safe now. As she waves as you leave.
Hoping I could buy like protection for the bar.
You can. Okay, so you kind of dealt with the more legitimate side of things and stuff here. You could make contact with somebody less on the up and up than
yeah.
if you wanted to, but I don't know. Where does Clove want to go now? I don't know if you want to deal any more with that, or if she heads back to the laundry joint, or.
I think I think I need to contact whoever's on the dirtier side of things. Yeah. Because since I'm not there watching the bar, I'm gonna try and shore up what safety I can for it, just for right now. Because like the last time I was involved, I was a cat most of it. So, and I was in disguise otherwise. So they don't nobody knows that I've helped.
Yes.
Other families yet, right?
No. As far as you know, your involvement in a lot of this is anonymous. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Then let's do that.
So what we can do is maybe you contact through like Haran, and he'll help negotiate some help for you, and we can kind of expedite that as something that maybe happens over the next couple of days. But I think here's the good joy, and we'll step kind of back a little bit into the meta. So here's kind of where you're at, I guess, Clove, is that other factions are making plays for this territory. And so is Clove, essentially, you have to decide whether you're going to hedge your bets with the Zartano and pay them some extra funding to protect your interests while they own the territory, or if you're going to place your bets with another faction who's maybe is going to step in and take over this area. So you don't have to necessarily decide that now if you want, or you can play both sides and it might cost you a little bit more but give you more security in the long run. But that's, I think Haran would kind of express that to you. Maybe you guys have like a little bit like a business meeting, and he kind of plays out there because there was just the Calvets just took over a large chunk of territory just to the north of this, and that wasn't taken from Silnia, but it is kind of a shakeup and a showing that things might not be as strong within the Zartano faction. So
and Silnia is in control of my district, right?
She's in control of most of the Zartano territory at this point. That's so right. She's in control of the section quadrant 11, 12, and 13 right now. So kind of the central hub. Sentia has 15. She's kind of on the outskirts right now and has just a little bit of territory left that she's able to hold. So again, you don't have to decide right now if you don't want to, because something can happen over the couple of days and you guys can talk about it as a group if you want when you guys reconvene. But it might be.
Yeah, then basically I think what I'll do is I'll have Haran kind of start to put out feelers to see if he can start to figure out what the jockeying for position in the district seems to be. To see if he can find out anything good about which way I go. Otherwise, I'm going to want to probably play both sides for a while.
Okay. Well, I like that. I mean, you're paying your rent, so that's paying. That's really kind of upholding your deal with the Zartano, so that's good there. And I think maybe what Harn gets back to you with is that there aren't any current plays for it, but what he will do is keep an eye out. If somebody does make a play for territory for this territory 11, then you guys can kind of figure out what you want to do from there, and he'll come to you and you guys can figure out how you want to deal with that. So
okay.
Yeah.
And
cool.
then basically I am gonna put Sam and Billy in charge. With full, like, they've got keys to the mansion, as it were, and tell them to get in contact with me as soon as possible if anything else happens, and if anybody looks at them sideways, they're allowed to kick them out of the bar. Basically just kind of lock down and keep the regulars happy, but anybody else who looks weird
I think one thing Sam would say is she'd say, I did have one thought. We probably need to, I don't know if it's in the budget, but maybe get a few extra security staff on hand. Especially with what happened last night, I just want to be certain, especially if you're not going to be around all the time now. And okay, I'll work with Hard on that, and we'll see if we can get some people he trusts to come in and help out.
Yeah, we're not only going to need them for probably some bouncers, but we're also going to need some just neighborhood support, I think.
Okay.
And I could probably negotiate some buy-in from some of the other shops, because everybody's dealing with this now.
Okay, I was gonna run to Harold's down the street. I was gonna pick up our meat for the menu for the next week. So I'll talk with him and see, I'll spread the word.
Thanks. Let me know if anything happens.
Yeah. She kind of looks a little stressed, looks around like now she's in charge, and gets to work.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Good scene. So rest of you, let's do yes, Cordelia. You turn the page.
No, I just wanted to say one very small thing that I wanted to do before everyone else goes on their adventures. So Cordelia has asked Enza, since she's not staying in her apartment right now, if it's okay if she puts an arcane lock on the door. So as to
that would be great.
keep people out that might be looking for her, or maybe to know if someone goes in there trying to look for her. Is that okay?
So with the arcane lock, I'm double checking. Does it run out after a certain amount of time?
It lasts until it is dispelled.
Nice. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So it's a closed door, window, gate, chest. It becomes locked. Me and any creature I designate can open it normally. And I can also set a password with that spoken within 5 feet of the object suppresses the spell for 1 minute. So I'm just going to designate me and Enza and let her set a password for it.
Yeah, we can even do, if you guys want to kind of extend this into the 19th as well, you could just write up a list for me and of whose places you're going to lock up and who you're going to set as who can enter. So just type up a list and send it to me so I can know what's locked. And
I just want to say I did that before I forgot.
Yeah, no, it's fine. If you want to roll that into the 19th, I'm very happy with that. Okay, so let's do. I have something for Enza, so let's do Sebastian next. So Sebastian, what do you want to do?
Okay, few things, and because already looking at the gang territories, kind of seeing what's going to maybe come of this, but figure out what Harn has heard about the movements today. that's probably going to take precedence. But 2 other ongoing goals: figure out how to strike at Gura, and figure out what we can maybe do against the Draconisi if they're unassailable.
Okay. Yeah. Let's say you sit down to have a conversation with, or you track down Harin at probably the laundry joint, maybe after Clove has her conversation with him. And I think I think the other person I like to be at the scene, maybe just for my own morbid sense of tension, is Nikolai. So the 3 of you sitting down, and because Nikolai's done some scouting as well and is helping out with this. So maybe the 3 of you gather, maybe Harin and Nikolai are having a conversation, and then you come in to kind of to get up to date. So as you're sitting there and the 3 of you are having your drinks, Harin says, all right, yeah. So from what I've heard after the shakeup yesterday with the Calbits, and man, did y'all know what happened? Did you have anything to do? I don't even want to know. Never mind. It looks like some Aya Sharp's making some more plays. It looks like there is she's expanding to some Upper Gothford territory, taking on the last vestiges of what remains of Victor Lemon's territory up there. So I don't know how that's going to go, because that's one less Mephistosi leader out there, and I don't know what's going to happen after that. And she's moving pretty aggressive. I know that you guys have done a little bit of work more. I've heard that you've got some arrangements, so that's good. Puts us on the right side of things, I think. That also being said, some of the Calbit territory, Carmen on the Mephistosi is making a move on what Lila has left. It seems like they're panicking a lot, trying to figure out how to regain their foothold. It seems that Lila maybe didn't have as much support amongst the Calbits as she thought she did. So things aren't going too well for them. And kind of the same story with Jersey right now. Had a really big, had a bit amount of territory under their control, but maybe spread themselves a bit too thin. And Sencha's Zartano is making a play, trying to kind of whittle away at what Jersey has left. I don't think they'll be successful in it, but the fact that everyone is making an attempt on Jersey right now kind of shows how vulnerable they might be. So that's where we're at there. I guess as far as the Draconisi go, and looks to Nikolai, and Nikolai says, Harin actually asked if I would help out with some of that, and I'd spoken briefly with Cordelia about all of this. I thought I'd go outside the city and see what's happening at the train yard out there. It's quieter than I thought it would be. When I heard about dragons being involved, I thought that maybe it would be a little bit more well guarded. There were some dragonborn security guards that were patrolling the gates. I tried to get in undercover, but they're not letting anybody in or out right now. I think it's pretty certain that that's where they're holding up until they can get out of Dodge. I did hear one name while I was there. They kept referring to somebody named Dormeyer. I don't know who that is, but they seem to be in charge of whatever's happening. But it's maybe 10 or so guards around the perimeter, and they're mostly concentrating around one of the larger warehouses in the shipping yard.
All right. Well, good to know. We still got, a day or two until then, but I don't even know if we keep saying we're gonna do something about that, but I don't know if we have the firepower to do anything, or what we would even really lose in letting them go. Oh, this is why I'm not the planner in the group.
I had a thought about that, and I don't know. Maybe it's just old detective hunches coming through, but something doesn't sit right with me about the whole Draconisi business. The fact that they come in and do this and then just leave. I would have expected an army, a play on something.
Well, we do know that they asked the Nosfori for help setting this up, and the Nosfori are now in a much better position of power than they were. So maybe they did something. Maybe this is really all for the Nosfori benefit, so they can let the Draconisi are the fall guys, and the Nosfori take the reins. Oh, but I don't really know.
And that might be one of the reasons to make a move on them and see what we can learn. If you go and do this, I'm willing to do my part too. I'm sort of just stuck here doing nothing while Hartford out there doing most of the work for me. So anything I can do, maybe.
And I know Cordelia's got the in with Aya. Can hopefully get some assistance there.
Maybe.
I don't know if we have any other connections with any of the other current leaders. I know Gura thinks he has me in his pocket, but that's definitely... I don't want him to... don't want anything to do with him. Sooner he's dead, the better. Speaking of... What's that fucker up to?
Haran says, I don't know much about Gura right now. They're keeping it pretty quiet over there, not really making any plays on anyone. I don't know if he's just making a big show of it and scared to get his hands dirty, or if they've got something planned. Hard to say. But right now they're just kind of nobody's on the perimeter. Doesn't really have a lot of muscle or territory to speak of, so I don't think you got much to worry from Gura, other than I know what's going on with your family, and that's terrible, and I wish I could do more to help. But
no, appreciate what you're doing. Although I think at that point looks at the map that we have, sees the territory, Jersey's territory that's under attack, and realizes, oh fuck, Casa de Soto's in the line of fire.
Oh, yeah. Shit. I think Nikolai says, I contacted, there should be some people over there helping.
Yeah, we heard Pilar called Abuela. She talked about the nice young gentlemen from the police who are hanging out. They're being very well fed, I assure you. I don't know. That should hopefully be enough.
I'd imagine they're not near anything that anybody's trying to. Yeah, they're at the edge of the territory. I imagine they're safe, and the people I sent there I trust that they'll take care of them. The real question you have to concern yourself with is who you rather be in charge over there more. If you want things to stay with Jersey, or offer your support to Sentia, get the Zartano to move in. Maybe weakens the opportunity Gura might have to do anything.
Yeah, I think might be best to let Zartanos take over, because at this point, no love lost for the Nurians. Gonna have to think about this. Talk about it with Pilar when she gets back from the library with Cordelia.
And I think he sees like how frustrated. I think he pours another round of drinks for the two of you and slides one across the table for you. Says, "It's a great time to live in Gothford. It seems. Came back just at the right moment.
Never a boring day in this wonderful city of ours."
No." Well, if you and the rest of you decide to make a play for anything, let me know. I'll be around I'll be here.
Good to know. Thanks.
So anything else for Sebastian for this?
I think Sebastian's worked up enough about just all of this going on that he's going to just take a stroll through Gur's territory, see if he can get eyes on him. Just see what's happening.
Okay. We'll do that. So let's do the thing I have for Enza, and then we'll come back to Sebastian for like later, because I imagine that's something you do in the evening, when you can move around a bit more unnoticed. So Enza, do you have anything planned?
Let's see. Enza was probably gonna try to find one of the kids and just make sure that they're okay.
Okay.
Maybe they're at school or something.
Just
like wants eyes on one of the children.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of maybe we get a scene. Here's the scene I think I want then. So Enza, you, where do they go to school? Is it Upper Growthford? Or West Circle, Farsaw Heights?
There's kind of, they're kind of from all over. Probably a couple of them from Farsaw Heights and a couple of them from Lower Growthford.
Okay. So maybe we get kind of to the like southern side of Farsaw Heights. You take a walk and over to one of the schools. And maybe we just get a scene of Enza sitting on a park bench like across the street, and you can see the playground that the kids are hanging out on, like playing at. It's middle of the day, and you can see one of the kids, a young girl with kind of a bob of blonde hair, running around kind of the play sets, and they're kind of laughing with some of the other kids and stuff, and as they're kind of moving in their groups and seems happy, and just watching them for a little bit and making sure they're safe. Mm-hmm. And you hear footsteps. Actually, no. Actually, I think a car comes and pulls up in front of you. Very dark tinted windows. Okay. And the window rolls down, and you get sort of a like a outpouring of frigid air. And you can see kind of leaning back in the seat of this kind of, maybe not like a little, but like a town car. You see Finn Striker, and he says, "Enza, I've been looking for you. Will you join me for a bit?"
All right, sir. I guess I'll in his car.
Yeah, the driver gets out and walks around and opens up one of the doors for you to get in.
All right.
So you sit in the back seat, and the car just begins to slowly pull forward and kind of make some like a circuitous route around like the blocks here as you guys talk. And he says, "Heard everything went well with the job yesterday. Our business moved forward as expected. So, excellent. Well done. And did he pay you last time for it? I don't remember if I gave you your pay.
No. He like pulled it out and showed, but didn't give it to me. Give me
Okay.
the photo.
Yeah.
What's on.
So he pulls out from like a little like side compartment next to him a small bag and hands it over to you, and you can hear the clinking of small like gemstones or within it. And he says, I assume payment in gems is sufficient. I can offer you gold if you'd rather have that, but
That works for now.
all right. We'll make further arrangements if you prefer a certain method of payment in the future. I want to make sure you're taken care of. We have another bit of business that you may be able to help with in the coming days, if you have the time.
I might. It depends. There's a few things going on, but
well, as I said, it's not maybe as urgent as the last bit was, but even still, could prove to our advantage in the long run if we could take advantage of it. I don't suppose you're aware, but it seems that one of our competition, Victor, is maybe in some hot water, as it would speak. His hold on the little territory he has left is, well, under threat from one of the Calbit lieutenants and Aya Sharp.
well,
See, I would very much like this territory for us and its resources. While I don't have anything, strictly speaking, against Sharp, I would very much like this opportunity to fall in our hands and not theirs. That being said, I'm also aware that some acquaintances of yours seem to have some dealings with Aya.
yeah, we've run into her before, and we've worked a job for her. That's true.
Well, my offer to you is this then, and I know this might be a little outside of your normal jobs with us and your skill set, but I think you could be beneficial regardless with your connections. If you could arrange a meeting between us and Aya Sharp, then perhaps some arrangements might be made that we don't have to resort to further bloodshed.
That seems doable. I assume it would have to be a sort of meeting in neutral territory, perhaps.
I imagine that's something they would agree to a little bit more than, the alternative. We'll arrange the time and the place. I would like to meet with her personally and alone. But if she is willing to meet with me, if you can confirm that, that's all I need.
All right, I'll do what I can, sir.
All right. I have to ask one other thing that didn't come up during our conversation yesterday.
Yes.
Your grandmother, Ethel, was it?
That's correct.
I knew this. I went over your file that we have, and I realized that I don't know if you know this, but your grandmother was a fairly big presence in the city during its founding.
I mean, she didn't really talk about it much, but I was aware that she's originally from here.
It didn't occur to me until yesterday that you bear a striking resemblance to her, and so I didn't think of it at the time until afterwards, but we had some run-ins when I was, of course, working under Faust's employ in arranging some of the initial divisions of territory. Nothing hostile, obviously. Everything was above board and no bloodshed between us. But she was a fierce woman. Is she still around?
Yeah, she's around. Though obviously she's not here in Gothra anymore.
I'm glad to hear that she got out before. Well, the inevitable happened in our line of work. So, anyway, just a bit of common history between us that I hadn't really didn't occur to me till yesterday. So,
that is quite interesting, sir.
Anyway, I suppose we'll get you back to wherever you need to be. And he kind of like they pull over back in front of the school where you were when they picked you up. And he says, and of course, should this job work out, we'll have further payment for you.
All right. Well, it was good to see you, sir.
Oh, please call me Finn.
Finn.
And as you get out of the car, he says, and happy hunting, Enza. And the window rolls back up and the car drives away.
Sort of like watches it drive off, kind of like looks to see the kids again, and then heads to, I don't know where she heads. Heads somewhere.
Okay. All right.
Back to her place briefly.
Okay. So I think I guess the only person that hasn't gotten anything else from was Pilar.
Well, Pilar's gonna group up with Seb, wherever he's at, if she can find him.
I like the idea of maybe the two of you. I like this idea. I like Sebastian. It's later towards the evening. Sebastian is walking down one of like the main thoroughfares in Nurian territory in Lower Gothford. And there is sort of a flapping of wings as an owl kind of soars overhead. And not too soon or not too long after that, Pilar, you kind of come walking around a corner just before Sebastian has crossed the street, where there are about maybe like 3 or 4 Nurian like thugs, enforcers standing on the corner just outside of like a bar there, as you sort of cut him off. What do you do?
Well, hello, cousin. Isn't it such a good... It's a nice night for an evening, you know?
That is quite possibly the least eloquent you've ever been.
I'm trying to get your attention.
What's up? I thought you were hanging out with Cece at the library.
I was. It didn't super work out. Turns out I'm not great at being quiet. I know. It's very surprising.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like you are looking for trouble. So I just thought I'd intercede.
Our houses, the Zertano are making a move on Jersey's territory that Casa de Soto's in.
That's not great news.
No, the Casa will be fine, but Haran and Nikolai brought up an interesting point about, who do we want in charge? I couldn't make up my mind, so I figured I'd just go.
You couldn't make up your mind. You couldn't make up your mind.
I mean, it's the devil you know, and the devil you don't. But.
Well, I personally would definitely prefer insert name of Zartano person.
Sentia.
I would definitely prefer Sentia.
I mean, I was leaning towards that, but, I don't know.
I've had a few dealings with these Artano. I like them more.
I mean, that's fair, but I was actually thinking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna go try and find Gura, see if I can't get him to tell me who put the hit on me/us, and then go find them. And
wait, you mean it wasn't Gura who said that you were supposed to be his lapdog, or he was going to hurt our family?
no, that's it. But the one where he said I should be dead didn't sound like he's the one who put the hit on me. So I was gonna go find out who did it, see if I can't get some answers from them.
But he also said it might have just been these men like talking crap, right? It's probably nothing.
And if they're talking shit, they're gonna get hit.
Well, yes. But we've spoken with Gura. He does not know many things. He's not so much a knowledgeable person. And if we're going to do this, perhaps we should have more than just you and me. I mean, we're a great team, I know. But perhaps we should have more than us, because we've confronted him twice now. And only 50% of the time did we come out on top.
Rita, you seem very worried. Is something going on?
I'm always worried about you, Tito.
Yeah, but this is more so than usual. I can handle myself in a fight. I wasn't gonna, take on the whole territory by myself.
Well, I mean, it's just this whole talk that you've been doing about what Gura said, and now all these other things, like with the house being in, like, sort of the crossfire. I'm just concerned about you, that's all. Like, how are you feeling about things?
I mean, I want to punch someone. That's, top of the list right now.
Yeah.
So many things where it's... Cordelia's getting cozy with Aya Sharp. Enza doesn't talk about it much, but, she's in with the Mephistosi. Clove's in with the Zartano. It's just... feels like everyone's doing something to ingratiate themselves, and, I still don't necessarily want to do that for myself, but I want to do something, Well,
yeah, I totally get that. Also, Cordelia is doing some sort of, like, long con tactical move. You know this. I know this. We all know this.
Yes, but, I mean, I saw her make a blood oath. That's some pretty serious stuff.
What?
She didn't bring that up?
You guys filled me in on that thing. Thank you for reminding me of that thing that you just said that I totally knew about.
So, I don't know.
Still...
Sure, she thinks she has a way out of it, but until she fills us in, I gotta... I'm typically a simple guy. All this is way above what I feel comfortable doing. Like, you all were out doing things, and I was sitting there with Harn and Nikolai trying to strategize, and...
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. First of all, I don't think you need to be stressing out about bending the knee for somebody. Maybe that's just not what you do. You don't need to make some pact or alliance or whatever. So don't worry about it. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't want any of them on top. So, yeah. I've made a deal with me, and I want me and mine to come out on top. So that's where I stand.
And how do you propose we do that when we're just 6 chuckle fucks running around trying to do stuff?
We're pretty good at what we do. Come on, give us some credit.
Yes, but we don't have, endless hordes of faceless goons at our disposal like all these other people do.
That is true. Some information would be helpful. That is true. Yeah, but I don't think punching Gora and his men is going to yield much info water from that stone. You know what I'm saying? Is that the phrase?
Is blood from a stone, Rita.
That's the one.
And I wasn't planning on punching Gora and his men, but some Nurians who, whoever Gora points me in and, flash the medallion of thoughts and just say, find out for sure whether or not he's feeding me shit.
That's true. So when he said that thing about Roll 20 chat. So when he said that thing about about the alley. You think he was onto something?
I mean, it could just be him talking shit, as we've said, but
it seems to have bothered you. Like, did you maybe remember something about that night or something? Because you said you couldn't remember it very well, so just
not a
wondering.
memory. But I mean, I've had some nightmares. You know, it's not every night, but and again, that was the worst beating I've ever taken, so obviously left some kind of mark. But nightmares of me getting not just beat up, but gunned down in that alley, and that's not just that, but seeing you come into the alley and getting gunned down too, and
Wouldn't that be something?
Medallion of Thoughts, surface level.
Oh no!
So
Okay.
detect thoughts at the surface level.
Yeah, there's no check or anything for this one, is there? Just at the surface level.
Yeah. Focus your mind on any one creature. Initially learn the surface thoughts, what is most on its mind in that moment.
I think there's definitely a lot of oh shit.
Yeah.
And basically, like, this isn't how I thought this was gonna go. Like, I was not expecting this. And basically, like, a sensation of like a contradictory, like, I want him to know, but I don't want him to know. Like, she was fishing. Like, the reason she was asking was because she wanted to see if you knew, and now she's not so sure that she wants what she was looking for.
Rita, I think you and I need to go and have a chat.
I have been meaning to have a conversation with you. I did have one with Cordelia earlier. So
What are you hiding from me?
That is what a question. First of all,
Specifically about this that we've been talking about.
well, we do need to go have a conversation. Let's go to the park by the river.
Okay.
Okay. Here's one thing I want to do, because we'll cut forward to that, but I think this is one thing that happens right before that moment. As you are kind of turning on the street and you're facing each other, and you decide to head towards the park, Sebastian begins to head down the road, and you catch the window behind him. A reflection in that window. You see a hooded figure reflected in the window standing behind you. And you see a painted skeletal face. And you see them raise one skeletal finger to their mouth. And you hear the blowing of wind in a shushing motion as they shh.
Crap. Oh, jeez. Pilar hesitates in this walking motion that she's trying to do. And I don't know if this will work, but she thinks, what do you want? Like, what can I bring to you? Like, what boon can I give? Like, what payment can I make?
Sebastian, you hear this one-sided conversation.
I forgot about that.
But you don't hear the response, which is silence.
Continues walking down the street, loops arm with Sebastian as we walk toward the park.
Okay, so because we're reaching the point, I want to break. My question is, are you going to say anything at the park? When we get to that scene, I just want to know if we need to go back to this scene.
We will need to go back to it because she's gonna have to say something.
Okay. Then we'll go ahead and I think we're going to take a break here. And we will we'll come back to resolve that. So we're back in a few minutes, everyone. Stay tuned. Unfortunately, Sarah's going to have to go, but we'll see Clove in a couple weeks. And yeah, so be right back. So stay tuned. And welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us on our break. Don't have any other announcements or anything right now, but let's get back to the action. So let's do, we're going to pick up where we left off. Sebastian and Pilar, the two of you are now, we can smash cut to the two of you at the park, walking along. There's a like a sidewalk that runs along the edge of the river around this bend that the park takes up, and the two of you are walking along it. There are some streetlights illuminating you, but otherwise, I think we're doing this later in the day, so I don't think there's anybody else around right now. It's pretty much abandoned.
Perfect. So Pilar is just like walking in that like old-fashioned escort style, like her arm is like in his arm and he's supposedly like escorting her as they just walk side by side.
And
she's
it works
just like,
because Sebastian's using his cane in the other hand.
And she's just like not starting this conversation that she said they were gonna have, just like walking, just chilling.
I think Sebastian lets that go on for a few minutes. Any particular reason this park? I mean, I know our family loves taking picnics here.
Yeah, well, we're kind of overdue to have one. It's been over a year.
Yeah, I guess.
We've been planning one for a while.
Wasn't there plans to be one around the time that I had my accident?
Yeah, there was. I think that's why we canceled the plans. Because of all of that surprise and stuff.
All of that over me, the black sheep of the family?
Well, I have a lot of sway. You know this. I know this.
Yeah, Abuela, well, no, she could always say no to you. Abuela does what she wants.
Ah, you're right. But, yeah, I just, I like this park. And I thought it would be empty, so... Tito! You have asked me many times why I hate the Nurians so much.
I mean, I figured it was mostly because, they beat me to shit, nearly killed me.
Yeah, that is why. Mm-hmm.
But...
No, that, like, period. Next sentence. Tianora and I were planning on helming the picnic on that day several months ago. And I got a bad feeling. So I told her to hold on while I went to go check on you. Because you were supposed to be like preparing for a match or something, like whatever that is, like the weighing, I don't know. And so I went to go find you. And I found you. And you were beaten, yes. But you might have been shot a little bit also.
I mean, are you sure? I told you I had nightmares about getting shot, but you've seen me shirtless enough times. I don't have, bullet wounds, bullet scars.
Yeah, well, that was about the same time that I was, getting into magic. And I'm really good at healing, But I might have hacked up a little bit. This is why I did not want to talk about it. And I never told you. But anyway, I found you. And I brought you back to the house. And I fixed you up. But yeah. As best I could.
You took me back to the house in that condition, and no one ever said anything about it?
I was getting into magic at the time, Tito. I know I haven't used it much lately, but I have a little trick up my sleeve for some invisibility. But anyway, I guess the confession I'm trying to make here is, you know how you like to drink?
Yeah, and... Well, where are you going with this?
You know how you haven't been able to get drunk for like almost a year?
Yeah, I mean, I at least put the coincidental timing of that together. I'm not that thick.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Your fault?
Yeah, that was my fault. I'm pretty good at healing, but I'm not that good at healing. So, yep. I didn't want to tell you about it because I didn't want to take responsibility for my actions.
Well, I guess that is a Sojo family trait. Should hear Cordelia sometimes. But I just have too many questions right now.
Oh yeah, I felt like I was pretty straightforward.
Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are walking and she's talking to you, there's like this itch at the back of your head, this voice that's going through like the back of your head, and just like this instinct that's being that's personified in this voice that's saying, liar, liar, she's lying to you, she's lying, she's not telling you everything, she's keeping something from you, she's lying to you.
Yeah, I think with that, so who were you asking what they wanted right before we left for the park?
What?
You didn't say it out loud. I showed this to you 2 minutes before we decided to go to the park. You already forgot about it, Rita?
I never thought you'd use it on me, Tito! What sort of... What?
And yes, I feel it's not great, but if...
I can't believe that you...
You're really gonna try that fake crying on me, Rita?
Okay, fine. What is your question?
If this is apparently, I can't believe this all started from Gora, but something here doesn't add up. If I was really dead like he said, what the hell happened? You said you healed me, but you said I was shot.
Just a little.
Tell me this, at least. Are my nightmares nightmares or memories? Did you get shot too?
Oh boy. Pilar's gonna try and lie.
Okay. Let's play it forward. What she says and what she does, and then we'll see and then we'll do the check.
I think she says, I think she'll just straight up just say no. No. As opposed to every other time ever in the world, ever, that she lies or gives an explanation about anything. She uses as many words as possible.
Yeah. I'm thinking... Okay, here's what I want to do. We'll do the contested check here, but I have something else that might resolve it too. So you make your deception check.
I mean, it's probably going to be really high, but...
Yeah, no. But I want to do this. I want to do the rolls just to inform the fiction, and then there's something, and then I'll make my move.
Yeah, it's a 23.
And then insight from...
I literally cannot roll that high, but I have something in mind anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so I rolled an 11.
Okay.
I guess I'll wait to hear how you resolve it first.
No, I want to see what you do. You do your thing.
I'm going to use the Medallion of Thoughts again, but I'm going to try to pry.
Okay. Then what's the saving throw on that?
Let me roll it again.
Please be charisma. Please be charisma.
I think the DC is going to be like 15 based on the item. As an action.
It's wisdom. I'm not terrible at those.
Yeah, and let me just double check, or it's probably faster in the SRD.
I'm not stress eating, you're stress eating.
I'm not eating, Lindsay.
Nah.
DC 13. Okay, so that's... you should be able to save this.
It's literally a 50-50 chance.
Okay. Make your wisdom save.
Whew. 16.
Okay. So, if it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows that you're probing into its mind. So, yeah, you now know that I attempted to use the medallion on you even further.
And I think there's this moment like of silence between the two of you where Pilar, you feel that intrusion that you know it's coming from Sebastian. He's the only one around. You feel that, and there's this like that feedback, screeching or like piercing pitch between the two of you, causes you both to kind of stagger a bit. So you're ousted from your attempt to probe any deeper, and then again that like subconscious in your own voice in your head, you're just keep having this thought that keeps circling Sebastian, you say, and just in your head going, she's lying to you. It's what she does. It's all she does. She's lying.
I think she slaps Seb, or tries to if he doesn't dodge.
That's up to Sebastian and whether we need to make this an attack roll.
I think he takes the first slap because he's reeling from the feedback and that voice. But if he tries to slap him again, is gonna catch.
She's not that much of a telenovela character.
Yeah, so slap across the face. I think that sort of breaks that feedback loop between the two of you.
I have a question this time. When have I ever done anything but to help you?
I guess this is the first time. Clearly something is going on. I must have said I shouldn't go into Nurian territory by myself. Well, you better call the others, because I'm going to find out what the hell is going on. And Sebastian just turns and takes off, running.
And probably for the first time in a year, Pilar has an actual real cry.
Okay. So I think here's what I want to pick.
I don't know if I have a phone.
Well, not a cell phone, but you can probably get to a phone.
I just yell at the sun.
Yeah, I guess here's my question of how immediate this is going to be. Is Pilar like, I have to stop him? Or are you going to do you want to find a phone and call and try to rally the troops right now, or is this like go your separate ways?
She probably has a little cry for a few seconds, and then it's like fixes makeup, and then like runs to Casa de Soto, which is like really close to this park, because there's a phone at Casa de Soto.
Okay. And it's late, so I don't think there's anyone still like up, except like the people that are serving as kind of guards, the police officers that are downstairs. So you run in into the phone. Who are you calling?
Who am I gonna call? Cordelia.
Okay. Cordelia, I think you're home. Enza, you're probably there, and or are you just
Me and Enzo are just awkwardly sitting on the couch, like eating noodles, like trying to talk to each other.
Actually, I want to backtrack a bit before the phone call happens, because I think Enza has some information that maybe you and Cordelia need to have a conversation before.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I have put an arcane lock on my own door.
Yes.
Excellent.
So I have to let you guys in.
Yeah.
Most of you.
Mhm.
Sebastian lives there, so he's allowed in.
Okay. So let's do the conversation if there's one to be had. Do you guys want to see about the Fin Striker, Eye Sharp, all that stuff?
Yeah. I'll see why not. So yeah, after coming from that, heads to Cordelia's place. And
Who is it?
Cordelia, it's me.
What's the password?
I don't know. Did you just make a password while I left? How am I supposed to know it?
Just kidding. I let her in. Just kidding. I made food, but I think it's just you and me.
Others haven't shown up yet?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
You never know what 7 people are going to get up to, so.
You don't. Those two are very interesting.
Well, come in. Going to the kitchen. Boots off.
All right. Hey, so what? Thanks, food.
It's
So
noodles.
Noodles.
I don't know why Cordelia loves noodles, but she does.
That's her jam. So, what exactly is your agreement with Eye Sharp?
Well,
Seb said something about a blood pact.
yeah, it's well, I mean that's essentially what it is. But it's mutual. So if I turn against her, bad stuff happens to me. She turns against me, bad stuff happens to her. There you go. It seems like it's me and her high up officers have all the same deal.
So she might listen to you if you approached her about something.
She'd at least hear me. So, why?
Well, you know that job I did the other day with that Nikolai helped out with. I didn't mention it at the time, but I got that job through Mr. Fin Striker. He's one of the lieutenants in the Mephistosi and was kind of my boss technically for a while, but he sort of wants to change the nature of our relationship in that he wants to be more of a partnership. That's what he keeps saying. I don't know if I can trust him.
Oh, good for you, though.
Yeah.
Not a bad job.
I mean, we got paid. Like, holds up a little.
Respectable.
Yeah, and came and talked to me today, and he was asking if we could potentially set up a meeting between him and I.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's I mean, I know he gives me jobs to kill people sometimes, but he's not as, like, bloodthirsty as it would seem, and sounds like he just wants to maybe make an agreement, because I was trying to move on some territory, and you just want to have a chat with her, I guess. And just using us to contact her, because we got connections now, apparently.
It would seem so. You think he wants to negotiate for territory?
Quite possibly. Or some sort of agreement. Because I know I was moving on some territory that's sort of one of his rivals currently, but I don't know, maybe he wants territory, or maybe he just wants another friend.
Neither of them are bad friends to have. So you want me to ask her if she'll meet with him?
Yeah, he said that they would figure out the details, but he just needed an in somehow.
Don't see why not. Can't imagine that'd be bad for either of us. So
Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be great if they worked together, then we wouldn't have to, get weird jobs or nothing.
yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Anything for you, Enza?
Well, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, he said he would pay us and everything, so I mean, he gave me these essence gems, but he also mentioned money or something else. It's weird, I'm not used to getting paid for doing work for the Mephistosi.
Really?
Yeah.
They didn't pay you? You just...
Well, I mean, they already sort of paid me, and so it was sort of I kind of had a debt with them. Or used to have a debt. I don't... Seems like I do not have that debt anymore.
No judgment here.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, because as you can tell, I'm not as good as this negotiation kind of stuff as you or Pilar is.
We've had a lot of practice. You'll get there.
These noodles are real good. Did you make them?
Yeah. I like to cook in my very small amounts of spare time. And I just really like noodles. I wish I liked something healthier.
Well, if they taste good, that's healthy enough, right?
Fair enough.
Do you enjoy it? Where are those guys, anyways?
Who knows?
It's dark.
I'm sure they'll call if they need us.
And at that point, the phone rings.
Like I said. Hello?
Hi, good evening. It's your best friend Pilar. So Sebastian is going into Nurian territory by himself, and he said I wasn't allowed to go with him because we had a bit of a spat, but that's not important. The point is that Sebastian is going into Nurian territory alone, and we need to go save him. Or help him. I don't know if he needs saving. He probably doesn't. He's fine. But also not fine. You should go help him. Huh? Mm-hmm.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm just at Casa de Soto. It's fine.
We're on our way.
Hey. Sorry.
So that was Pilar.
Oh, yeah?
Something, her and Sebastian had a spat. Something, Sebastian's charging into Nurian territory on his own. They're at Casa de Soto, and Pilar needs our help.
Oh, man. Is he gonna go pick a fight with Gura?
Probably. I don't know what she did to upset him. But not
Yeah,
important.
He's been a little on edge lately.
You're telling
I
me.
mean- Yeah. Well, let's go then.
Alright. Noodles will keep.
Okay. So the two of you are going to head, catch a cab straight to Casa de Soto, or do you have any other stops you want to make?
I was planning on going straight there. Is a cab the fastest way, do you think?
Probably.
Where's the subway?
Broomstick?
Huh?
Does my broom
Broom.
with 2 people on it? That's the
That wouldn't be
problem.
bad. Yeah, you could probably take a subway there. Actually, that'd probably be faster than taking a cab.
I think-
Take a subway as close as you can, and then walk.
I think maybe like me and Pilar can manage on the broom, but Enza's a lot bigger than me.
A little bit.
Okay, the 2 of you catch the subway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all you guys are staying in the Farsal Heights. You're not going up to Upper Gothford, so you don't need to take a cab. Okay, yeah. So the 2 of you catch the subway. I think it takes you about 20 minutes, 30 minutes to.
I complain about the subway the whole time.
The subway's pretty close. The longest, the amount of time it takes you is actually walking to the subway and then
There's so many
walking.
people in it.
Yeah.
At
Maybe
least it's
closer
not
to
rush
45.
hour.
Yeah.
True.
But about 45 minutes later, you are outside of Casa de Soto. Unless Pilar, are you still there?
Heck no, I didn't wait 45 minutes to go after Sebastian.
What do you think? They were just going to teleport there?
Pilar doesn't care about irrational.
Did you
logic.
tell us like where, or did you just say into Nurian territory?
Into Nurian territory is what I said canonically.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll figure it out.
Well, my question is, if you leave, are you leaving any sort of indication of where you're
Absolutely.
going?
I cast illusory script on the door in
Ooh.
big bright letters
I like that spell.
that I determine that only Cordelia and Enza can see. Otherwise, it's invisible and no one else can see it. It says, oh gosh, went to find Sebastian, and then just an arrow.
Awesome.
You all need some field training. We are gonna have a talk.
Actually, can I do this? Can I leave Themison on the porch?
Yeah.
And I go
Oh,
follow Sebastian.
buddy, he can
That's a
show
good
us
idea.
the way.
So Themison will start leading you guys to Pilar, which you'll probably be able to catch up because Pilar is looking for Sebastian.
I will also put a bat eye in the sky.
Nice.
So we've got
Also-
3 sets of eyes following Themison and looking for Pilar and Sebastian.
Because Sebastian didn't want me to follow him, I cast invisibility on myself.
Ooh, sneaky.
and,
sneak.
and then I chase him wherever it is that he is going.
Okay. Because you didn't go the same direction of him, you're kind of assuming where the direction he's heading in. You're trying to find him on the streets. So I am going to have you make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's without Themison with me, so here
Yes.
we go. Ah! That's a natural 1 for 9.
Yeah. That won't work out too great. So I think you run around in circles for a while.
Perfect.
Probably about an hour or so, until they catch up with you.
So literally, I'm like, I'm not going to wait for them, and then I don't do anything substantial.
And you don't do anything substantial now. You know where he isn't,
Perfect.
which is on the couple blocks that you walked around for the last hour. So yeah, the 3 of you are now together.
Still stays invisible.
Well, Emerson says, looks like it's somewhere around here, but I don't see it.
I'm right here.
You hear a voice.
Just gonna leave my hand there.
Yep, right there. You got it. Nailed it.
All right. So you don't know where he went?
No, I haven't found him.
Have you talked to anybody
I'm invisible.
before you turned invisible?
No, I didn't.
All right.
Do
Which you're
know
probably
where
about
he was
5
going?
minutes left on your invisibility right now.
Yeah, I do. So we should probably find him.
Any idea where he was going?
Not here. Or not this street, that street, or that street.
Okay.
Well, I got a feeling he's probably gonna go look for Gura.
Makes sense, but we don't know where he is either.
Good thing we have someone in our party who's really good at finding people who don't want to be found.
We all look at Enza.
Oh, great.
Hecate looks at Enza too. She's sitting on my shoulder and she's like,
Yeah, Pilar looks
I know
quietly,
you.
remembers she's invisible, and then just goes to Enza's face.
Okay. So I guess I'm a natural explorer.
That's good.
Yeah, but I don't think that applies here. I'm just looking at the details.
What's the gist of it?
No, it doesn't really
Okay.
apply here. I'm looking at the details.
I think I can maybe throw them a bone. I think in the whole, hey, Gura is threatening the family and is blackmailing me, Sebastian at some point would have shared what he knows of Gura's typical hangouts with the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, I have
We
something.
were
else that-
fine.
Yeah, well, I have something that might work here because I don't think Gur's where you necessarily where you know he's going to be, because I have something I want to do with Sebastian. But let's do something with Enza first. What I'm going to have Enza do is roll a we'll do a perception check. Just do a perception check.
Okay. Okay, because I just realized I also have this background feature called Ear to the Ground.
And what's that?
Like pop it in the thing. Did that work? Oh, hang on. You are in frequent contact with people. These people. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Did it
I
work?
see.
Did it pop
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
Okay. There you go. Popped up 3 times.
So you know people you could talk to.
Yeah. So maybe I go talk to some people.
Yeah. Well,
I will.
let's do the perception check first, because this may
Yeah.
resolve it in a more
Okay.
expeditious way.
All right. Let's see. Whoop. What is that? That's a 9.
Nope. Okay.
I mean, I would offer to try to help
Yeah,
I
rolled a-
if we're just
Don't
gonna try
think-
to sniff him out.
well, this
She
is
said- Being able to turn into a wolf.
you could.
Sneef.
Rawr.
Yeah, if you want to turn into a wolf, you could try to sniff him out.
Okay, I'll try. Yeah, it's
Here's
late,
my
right?
hand. I slapped him in the face, so it makes him chill.
We're all very stressed out. Pilar, no offense. I know what your cousin smells like. I'm gonna turn into a wolf.
Okay, you make a perception check.
As a wolf,
You make a perception check. You.
which is
He's like standing over there, and we just can't see him.
Yeah, he's
Better.
right next to you.
not only is it better than my regular perception, but I also have advantage
Good
because
advantage.
of keen hearing and smell.
Excellent.
Go dog, go!
What a good pup.
Do we need to revisit how great I look as a wolf?
It's so
That's
good.
very good. 22.
22. Okay. Yeah, you begin to bloodhound this out and track down. You catch Sebastian's scent after kind of tracking back towards the park, and then following the direction that he went.
I do like
So-
that we all just accept that I turn into a wolf now.
Yeah. Well, Pilar's invisible. You can't see her face, but she was kind of like,
Yeah.
There's Enza and a wolf, and a bat, and an owl. Enza and her menagerie.
yeah.
Walking
Oh,
down the
my
street
wild
in
friend.
the middle of the night.
She's
Guys, I'm a
the-
Disney princess.
I need art of that. Someone
Working
Oh
on it.
man.
Someone draw that.
Okay. So Sebastian, you begin to stalk the streets to look for Gura. And I think you check kind of for the next like 30 minutes going around to like different haunts that you know that the Nurian hang out at, and where Gura has been known to frequent. But he doesn't seem like he's there, just kind of walking past, looking through the windows, and it's just like the people that you aren't expecting there aren't there. But I think you begin again that voice earlier in the back of your head sort of begins to like direct you, and like you feel this instinct to like turn right on this street and then head a couple miles this way and then make a left. And again, it's not like somebody talking to you. It doesn't necessarily feel like somebody's speaking in your mind, but just this instinct of like, I think he might be this way. And as you finally follow these like directions, seeming like almost in this trance state, you hit a street corner, and across from the street corner is a like a mechanics or like a chop shop, or doesn't put itself out there as a chop shop, but it's some sort of like auto shop. And it's a 2-story building, and on the second floor there the lights are currently on, and you can see the shadows of people moving behind the blinds inside the building. And Gura's there.
Okay, I'm going to steal my way over, trying to get there undetected, and get up to either the roof or second floor, somewhere I could maybe peek in if they didn't pull the blinds all the way.
Sure, make a stealth check for me.
Ooh, that's good. 24.
24. Okay. You easily scale the side of the building, up one of like the gutters, and shimmy along the roof to the windowsill. And yeah, I mean, the blinds are not like perfectly obscuring everything inside, and once you're kind of right up to them, you can peek. I think there's maybe one of the windows is kind of like slightly cracked open, and there's like some like cigar smoke coming out from inside, and you can kind of shimmy your way over and peer inside, and you see probably 10 or so kind of rough and tumble looking folks in there. It looks like this is most like a storage building. There's like crates and stuff around. They've all been pushed to the side. A couple chairs, and in the center there is a table with a light hanging down above it. And it looks like there are 5 people sitting at the table currently playing cards. One of them sitting there is Gura.
Okay. Based on this building, would there be any access to the second floor, either from the roof or, if it's like not a perfect 2-story, like maybe an overhang, or would I need to go in from the ground floor?
No, I think there might be I think there's probably a roof access. Probably from the roof, there is like a door up there that you can lead down, and maybe a stairwell that goes down to the second floor and down to the first. So maybe peeking up, it looks like it's probably chained shut. But if you broke it open, you could go down to the second floor.
How do I want to approach this?
You hear a voice in the back of your head that sounds like PLR going, "Wait for reinforcements."
I think Sebastian's gonna climb to the roof and try and pick the lock on the chains.
Yes, because you got your thieves' tools now,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Make a check with your thieves' tools.
Okay. Not as great. 15.
That's enough. You I just saw the picture posted in Discord. Why did I, or on Roll20, why did I open that? Oh man. Okay.
So much happening in Roll20 chat that I can't look at right now.
Yeah, it's
Morgan
just
posted a picture, and it's that painting of all the dogs sitting around playing cards.
playing poker. Yeah, that's the inspiration for this scene.
The deep cut.
The deep cut. It doesn't take you very long, and there's nobody around to really notice you in some like your fumbled attempts to try to open it because you don't have as much experience opening locks. But you finally get it, clicks open, and the chain begins to kind of slide, and you catch it just as it slides off the lock to avoid it making much noise.
I think what Sebastian does then is, gets the door open, and is going to start very noisily whistling and jauntily strolling his way in.
Okay, I think as that happens, and there's this moment in your head as this like adrenaline is beginning to build up, and you know what's about to happen. I think again, your own voice, like your own subconscious speaking to you, and you have this conversation in your head, and your own voice asks you, "What's the plan here?"
I need Gura to tell me who put the hit on me so I can go figure out what the hell is going on.
There are 10 guys in this room. I know we're pretty tough, but I don't see that going very well for us.
Not looking to pick a fight here, just looking to ask a question, get out, leave them back to their poker game. Maybe beat one head in if they need a reminder of who they're messing with.
You know it's probably not going to be that easy, right?
Oh, it never is, but like what's telling Pilar, I need to break some skulls tonight, I think.
It's been a while since El Toro made a visit.
He's just been sleeping.
Well, why don't we show them what's really going on then? Who they need to be afraid of in these parts.
Think that also works. Maybe we'll get Gura to lay off, put some fear in him before come for his head.
All right, then. Let me take a swing at them.
I think Sebastian rolls his shoulders and heads in.
Okay. You only get flashes of what happens next. There is panic, gunshots, blood, and you see Gura in one moment kind of back up against the wall with a large cut down his face, and you just viscerally you get the reaction of just, the fuck are you? As you push him and he goes flying and crashing out the window. And as you come to, you're standing there. Gura is like halfway leaned out the window, and you have him like caught by the ankle there. Just as you hear a door open behind you, and Enza, Cordelia, Pilar, you come walking.
Well, I'm a wolf.
Well, you come out.
I just want to remind everybody.
And you see the second floor of this garage, and the gore across the inside of it. Bodies just torn to pieces, people bloodied, broken over crates and tables and chairs, and standing in the middle of it or at the edge of it, you see Sebastian covered in blood, has a few bruises and cuts of his own, and you see him holding on to like Gura, one of Gura's legs, as Gura is sort of halfway hanging out the window. And at Sebastian, as you come to, you begin to feel that weight kind of returning. You feel this like wave of kind of lethargy beginning to creep over your body and in your bones. And you feel the world kind of swimming around you.
I'm going to try and yank Gura back in through the window. He probably gets torn up more on the broken glass. Keep him from falling out, because I still have questions for him.
Okay. Yeah, you pull Gura in, and I think as he gets pulled in, the glass doesn't damage him, or like it cuts, but it doesn't remain like some of the other beating you put on him. And I think as he is pulled in and you feel the world swimming around you, he lands on his feet on the other side of the room, and you go staggering backwards, probably like 5-10 feet away from him. So now it is all of you standing on one side of the room, Gura on the other, kind of right up against that window. And he looks around with just this shock and awe around the room.
No, I don't know if I made myself clear, Gura. But who the fuck put the hit on me and my family?
Says, listen, I don't know what the hell you're into right now, but I'll tell you, all right? There's a guy used to work for Maria. It was a while ago, over a year ago at this point. Last time anybody saw of him, I don't really know much, but he used to run the territory here before I took over. He's the one you want to talk to, not me. I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm done with all this.
If he hasn't been here for a year, how the fuck is that gonna help me?
I don't know. Maybe you can find him. You got friends that I don't. And you got people. You found me. You can find him.
Gonna need a fucking name, Gura.
I'll give you the name only if I get to leave.
And you leave the rest of the Sotos out of this.
Fine. They're gone. I want nothing to do with them. I want nothing to do with any of you people anymore. Got it?
What is going on?
I agree to those terms, Gura. Now tell me what the fuck you know.
All right. I don't know his real name, but I know what they called him, and I know where you can ask around. He used to frequent a place over on the north side, just a few blocks from here. There's like a shithole little bar over there that he base of operations in the basement there, and people around there knew him better than me. The name we all went by was the Beast, and that's it.
Physical description, anything?
Was a big guy. I never saw him fight. I don't really know much about him in action. He had a tattoo on his face, one side of it, or I think it was a tattoo. I don't know. Was writing of some kind. I don't know what. I think he was human, but I'm not really sure. I mean, he was Nurian, so probably like me, but I don't know much more about him than that.
All right. Well, I'm a man of my word. Get the fuck out of here.
All right. And he kind of very makes the most indirect route around the room before.
I'm gonna growl at him.
Okay, you growl at him. I don't think a wolf scares him. I think he probably feels more kin to you than anything.
He's like, hey, what's up?
No, but I also give him a dirty look. Like
a dirty look,
you
yeah.
You are no brother of mine.
Dirty wolf look. And the two of and he goes running down the steps.
And I think once Gura's gone, Sebastian lets the exhaustion sweep over him and just kind of collapses, sits down on the floor.
Can I go sit by him? I'm gonna stay a wolf for a while.
Seb, what happened
I
here?
don't think Cordelia wants to think too hard about things.
I'm not sure. came to ask questions, thought maybe I'd have to beat one head in, and then next thing I knew, I had Gur out the window and you three showed up. I don't think this has happened to me before. There's also... This has been one fucked up evening.
Just a bit. Looking around at like the mayhem and bloodiness, can I tell if like they were killed like with blunt force trauma or like with weapons of some sort or like
Or fists.
or claws?
Yeah, make a medicine
what
check.
happened here?
Yeah, I mean most of it's obvious, but I'll just have you make the check for shits and giggles.
Medicine. Let's see. I don't know what my medicine thing is. Holding. Roll 20 is loading.
Oh,
Hey there. Oh. Let's see. That's 12.
12. Okay. Easy enough. Most of them look like they were bludgeoned, punched, to death or near death. Not all of them are dead. I mean, I think very few of them are. I know I said torn to pieces and stuff, but like in a more metaphorical sense.
Got it.
Emotionally.
Most of them aren't like dead, but they are in a very bad place. And they look like they've been hit by a train. Most of them, broken noses, broken lots of things. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn back into a person.
Okay.
I just want to be a doggo forever, but turn into a person.
Seb, I've seen you fight, but I've never seen anything like this. What's gotten into you?
Kind of looks over at Pilar.
Who tries to make herself small and sort of turns away a little bit.
Do you think it's another spell?
Wouldn't you have found that out with your spell last night?
Not if it's new today.
I mean, you can... I need to take a breather here, so if you want to give it another shot, but...
You've got 11 minutes. I'm gonna cast Identify as a ritual again.
11 minutes pass. Cast Identify. No spells currently affecting him.
Nothing.
Well, doesn't seem like Pilar told you what we talked about earlier tonight.
She has not mentioned it.
She called and said you were in trouble, so we came.
I came here, as you've seen, to find out, who put the hit on me, who apparently tried to kill me, who may have killed me. Pilar seems to know more than she's letting on, and doesn't want to tell me, which... That's a different question, but obviously I came here to find out what I needed to find out. And...
What are you going to do when you find this person?
Maybe this again? I don't know, but... I got up onto the roof, found Gur was here. I knew he was here. He wasn't at any of his other haunts, but I came here. Found him. Got up on the roof, opened the door. Was thinking about how to approach this, and like I said, I was going to try to be mostly civil. And then next thing I knew, this.
Well, it's not a spell, so... You need to rest.
Yeah.
We should go home And I'm gonna look at Pilar. And then sort of ends up like, help me out here, bro, friend. Be like, someone should probably stay near the Sotos. Just in case. I'm sure these guys have families too.
Yeah, I can do that.
Call if you need me.
All right. I'll take care of him, Seb, but you gotta take care of yourself too.
I'll take care of you.
I'm fine. I'm just
We're going home.
a little tired. Sebastian will allow himself to be helped up. Is for the first time in no sense right after the accident actually using the cane to help walk.
Limp. Enzo like looks at Pilar. She's been quiet this whole time, huh?
Yeah, she looks really pathetic. Not like faking being pathetic to try and get sympathy, but she just looks like she doesn't know what to do with her face or her posture, or like she just looks pathetic.
Pilar, it's been a while since I've been to your place. Maybe you could show me how to get to the casa.
Okay.
Okay. So, Sebastian and Cordelia heading to Cordelia's place, and Clove and Pilar heading to Casa de Soto.
Or Enza. Enza's
What did
invited.
I said Clove, didn't I? Meant Enza and Pilar heading to Casa de Soto.
And none for Enza Rollin.
Okay. I think that's where we're going to end for tonight. We can pick up with some of the conversations and stuff next time if you guys want to. But
Okay.
good.
Oh, I think we want to.
Yeah.
Oh
Good.
man.
Game, everyone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That took a turn.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I'll say.
You.
Not quite the turn Lindsay and I were expecting, but
No! We had different plans.
I'd like to know what those plans are, because then I can continue to undermine them.
I mean, just keep having person show up and shush Pilar.
After I'd already said I was going to say something. We couldn't have showed up
man.
before I promised to say
no,
something.
that was great. That was not what I
That'd be too
expected.
easy.
Yeah, it was all very good.
Man.
So yeah, we'll me an after show when we just talk about the show.
Oh man.
Don't
but yeah,
tempt me.
yeah, thank you everyone for watching, whether live or on YouTube. We will be back next week for the continuation. It'll be 5 o'clock, so same time as this week, 5 Eastern time. And we will continue from there. Between now and then, once again, no Wild Space on Monday, just so you know. Unfortunately, stuff comes up, but we'll be back in 2 weeks from next Monday for the next Wild Space. We will have the next Match Pony this Thursday. I don't know. I think for Valentine's Day, I think we're going to be doing something Valentine's Day related.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
I have some ideas.
Yeah. And that's about it. We'll probably have some more video game streams between now and then. Maybe stream tonight, but we'll let you know on the Twitters.
And the Discords.
And the Discords. Speaking of which, all those links and stuff below our faces, go check those out. Click on all of them as many times as you want. The more you click, the more we know you love. I think that's all I've got. So yeah, we'll see you next week. And until then, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night,
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.